Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life, and today I'm going to show you how to make my gray blue skies crochet baby blanket using Bernat baby blanket yarn stripes, at least in the original pattern. I used a 9mm crochet hook, also known as an N, and Bernat baby blanket yarn stripes above the clouds, or any super bulky gauge 6 yarn. You need two 10.5 ounce cakes of yarn. For this example, I'm going to show you how to do it using Bernat baby blanket yarn and dappled, and this one is called Wandering Blue. So let's get started. For this pattern, you always need an even number. For the blanket, which ends up being about approximately 30 inches by 33 inches, you need to chain 64. So let's get started. Okay, I will see you at the end of the chain to start the next row. When you have your 64 or whatever even number you are using, you are going to double crochet in the third chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, and do 1 double crochet, followed by 1 single crochet. And then that's what you're going to repeat. 1 double crochet, followed by 1 single crochet. And right now you can't really see anything, but it's going to end up going up and down. So we did a single, and then follow it with another double, single, and keep repeating until you get to the end of the row. When you have one stitch left, we'll come back. When you get to the end of the row, your work should look like this, and then you have 1 stitch left and you did a double, and then you end with another double. So you have 2 doubles next to each other. Then you are going to chain 3 and turn your work. And the chain 3 counts as the first stitch. And then you are going to repeat your double crochet, single crochet. So the second stitch will be a double crochet, followed by a single crochet, double crochet, followed by a single crochet, and repeat until you get to the end of the row and you have 1 stitch left, and it should look like this so far. It's kind of hard to see, but it looks the best when you have more color changes, which you see as you go on with the ombre color. But there's the short and then the long stitches. So I'll meet you at the end of the row. So here's how it should be looking. And when you get to the end of the row, you'll have 2 double crochets to finish. And then you repeat this row 2, until you have the length that you want. So you finish the row with your 2 double crochets, then you would chain 3 and turn your work and continue. And I used all the skeins of yarn, finishing when I had a complete row. And then not cut your ends and weave them in. One thing to remember on Bernat blanket yarn is you want to leave a long tail of yarn, at least 6 inches, to weave in, because they have a tendency to come out pretty easily. This pattern is great because it's really easy. You can pick it up if you have to put it down, if you get interrupted. It's great for watching TV with it. And it has, it comes out with just few holes, and you can easily scale it up by using any even number and just measuring the chain before you start. You can find a free PDF pattern on my blog, A More Crafty Life. Please subscribe, and thanks for watching. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do the Easy Ocean blanket using Bernat baby blanket yarn. The first picture is in Ocean Shades, and here I have today Lovely Blue baby blanket yarn and a 9mm crochet hook. I used 2 skeins of 10.5 ounces of the Bernat baby blanket yarn for this pattern. And you'll need to chain 64. You can use any number of chains to make the blanket larger or smaller. So let's get started. Chaining 64. And continue till you get to your 64, and I'll meet you there. When you have your chain of 64, you are going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So 1, 2, single crochet, and you're going to do 1 row of single crochet. And if you've never worked with Bernat blanket yarn, it's pretty easy to work with. Sometimes it's a little hard to find the stitches, so you just can kind of stick your finger in or use the tip of the hook. And you'll want to leave long tails to weave in because it has a little bit of a tendency to come undone. But it's a nice soft yarn, and there's lots of different colors. There's the baby version, there's ombres, they have tons of different colors. There's brights, some tweeds, tie-dyes, sparkle, and it's easy to find. Okay, so continue with your single crochet, and I'll see you at the end of the row. This is what it should look like so far, a row of single crochet. And then you are going to, when you've got to the last stitch, you're going to chain 3 and turn your work. And then you're going to do a double crochet in the back loop only for the rest of this row. So this counts as the first stitch, and then the back loop only. So these are if you look at the top of your stitch, this is the stitch that you would normally insert it through like this. But instead, you're going to do the back loop, which is the one facing away from you. So you're going to do a double crochet like you normally would, except for just in that loop. And this kind of gives your work a ridge, so it makes it more interesting and just not flat double crochet. So as you see, you find the back loop and you do your double crochet. And that's what the whole row is. Back loop only double crochet stitch. So continue here. And you can see how it kind of gives, it will give your work kind of a ridge. And we continue doing just in the back loop. And we'll finish this row, and I'll meet you at the very end. When you get to the end of the row, so your work should look like this, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. And then you're going to single crochet in the back loop only. So the chain 1 counts as the first stitch, and then you're going to single crochet in the loop that is furthest away from you. And then you're going to do a row of single crochet in the back loop only. Okay, I'll meet you at the end of the row. I did the last stitch, so it should start to look like this. Then you're going to chain 3 and turn your work. And then you're going to repeat the double crochet in the back loop only. And your work will start looking like this. It kind of goes back and forth with the ridges. And you repeat this until you have the length that you want. I did 36 rows, ending with a row of single crochet. Then I added a border. So I'll show you how to do that. I did a few rows and then I'm going to show you how to do the border. So it should start to look like this is the front. See how it makes the ridges. And what you're going to do is on your last row of single crochet, you are then going to chain 1, turn your work, and then you're going to do 1 single crochet the whole way around in each stitch across the top. And then on the sides, you are going to do 2 or 3 for the double crochet and then 1 for the single crochet evenly down the side. And it kind of depends on how tight or loose you crochet. I do 2 here and then 1. If it's too tight, it will pull it together, and if you put too many stitches, it will give it a ruffle effect. On each of the corners, you want to add an extra stitch on either side of the corners, so you so it will make it more rounded. And then you'll go the whole way around, and when you get back to the beginning, you'll slip stitch to the first row, and then you will repeat for another row of single crochet, making sure that you put 2 extra stitches at the corner. You can find this written pattern and more free patterns in free PDFs on my blog, A More Crafty Life. Thanks for watching. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to make my misty green lap afghan using Bernat dappled yarn. In the original one I used misty green, jungle green. For this example I'm using wandering blue and a 10mm crochet hook. For this pattern you need a multiple of 3 plus 1. For the blanket, I used chained 85. So let's start. Okay, so we're going to chain 85. This blanket, this yarn works great. It's soft and it's pretty easy to work with. It comes in about 10 different colors. So when you've got your 85, we'll come back. Okay, once you've got your chain done, we are going to double crochet 2 together in the 5th stitch from the chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Insert yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Then yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 3. This is your first double 2 together stitch, the cluster. Then you chain 2, and then you do another double 2 together stitch. So yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through the last 3. Then you're going to skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and you're going to repeat the double 2 together cluster. So yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 3 loops. Chain 2 and make another cluster. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 3. Then you skip 2, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Chain 2. And so it should start to look like you should have, here's your cluster with your chain 2, and then this is the one side of the 2 double crochet togethers and the 2 chain 2, and then yarn over, insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a stitch, pull, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3. And so this is your repeat. You do the 2 double crochet together, chain 2, then another double crochet 2 together, skip 2 until the end of the row. So I'll do another one. So skip 2, 1, 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3, chain 2, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through 3. Then you skip 2 and do your double 2 together cluster V-stitch. And I'll meet you at the end before the last stitch. Okay, when you get to the last 2 chains, you skip 1 and then you're going to double crochet in the last stitch. Turn your work and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, so with your chain 3, you are going to put your double cluster 2 together V-stitch in the chain 2 space and repeat. And that's the repeat for the rest of the blanket. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Chain 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert hook in the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. So it looks like this. And you just repeat this one in each chain until you get to the end of the row. So I'll show you another one. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Chain 2, yarn over, insert a hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 3. And keep repeating, and I will meet you at the last stitch. Okay, so I'm at the end of the row and I just have one stitch left, and you are going to double crochet in the last stitch of the row. So this is how it should look with your double V clusters on top of each other. And you are just going to repeat this row until you have the length of the blanket that you want. So to get to the next row, you just chain 3, turn, and then you're going to put your double V cluster in the chain 2 space. I hope you enjoyed this and are going to try making your own. You can find a printable PDF pattern for free on my blog, A More Crafty Life. Thanks for watching. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do my gray and green easy striped blanket using a double crochet together stitch or kind of a cluster stitch. It's an easy blanket that works up pretty quickly. I made the original one using Bernat baby blanket yarn and self-striping in Sprouts, which is a great gray, green, and white self-striping blanket. I used 2 skeins of that and a 9mm or N crochet hook. In this example, I'm all out of that yarn. I am using Bernat dappled blanket yarn and Blue Wandering, which the dappled is really soft and it makes a really pretty ombre color. So the first thing you need to do is crochet an even number of stitches. For the blanket, for 28 inches wide, I crocheted 64. For this example, I'm going to crochet 20 just to show you how to do the pattern. So any even number will work. And if you want to make a large throw, like double the size, you would need four times as much yarn, so 8 skeins, and you would need to crochet 130 stitches approximately. And you can have a throw to cuddle up with on the couch. Okay, so let's do that 20, chain 20. And I like working with this yarn. This is a super bulky gauge 6 chenille. It's easy to find. Bernat has a bunch of different colors, dappled, baby, brights, ombres for you to choose from. And since it's so thick, it works up quickly. It's a little hard if you're a beginner kind of to see the holes, but with a little practice, it gets pretty easy to work with. Okay, so we're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So here's the hook, 1, 2, do 1 single crochet, followed by 1 chain 1. And then you're going to skip a chain in the chain and do a single crochet, followed by a chain 1. Skip a stitch, single crochet, followed by a chain 1. And you're going to continue to the end of the row, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so we're close to the end. We're at the last 2 stitches. You did your single crochet, your chain 1, skip 1 space, and then the last stitch is a single crochet. Make sure that you ignore the knot. It doesn't count as a stitch. Okay, so here we are. Then you're going to chain 3 for our next row. Turn your work, and it should look like this. You have holes, single crochet followed by a hole. And that's where you're going to put your double crochet together stitch or a cluster stitch. So in the first space, I'm going to double crochet together, which is 2 double crochets, half of 2 double crochets put together in the same stitch. So you start like a double crochet. So you yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert hook, in the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, go through 2 loops, and then you'll have 3, and then you finish the stitch followed by 1 chain. And that is your stitch pattern until you get to the last stitch. So here, let me show you that again. Yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You have 3 on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 of those, followed by 1 chain 1. Then you find your next space, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You have 3, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then chain 1. So this is what it should look like. You should have clusters followed by a chain 1, and it keeps going. So I'll keep repeating that and I will meet you at the end. Okay, so I finished this cluster stitch and my chain 1, and then have the next space, do 1 more cluster, and then you're at your last stitch. After you do your chain 1, that is where you do 1 double crochet. Then you chain 2 and turn. And then this row is very similar to the first row. You are going to single crochet in each chain 1 space, followed by a chain 1. So single crochet in the space, chain 1. Single crochet in the space, chain 1. And you're going to keep repeating it until the end of the row. Okay, so you're in the last chain 1 space, and you've done your single crochet followed by a chain 1, and then your last stitch is a single crochet in the last stitch on top of the double crochet from the row before. Then you are going to chain 3, and you're going to repeat the cluster row, the second and the third row, until you have the height or the length of the blanket that you would like. This pattern is pretty easy. It goes pretty fast with the double crochet together stitch or the cluster. It's easy enough that I can watch TV, my favorite show, and crochet at the same time. And since it's such a thick yarn, you can finish your project pretty quickly. You can find this pattern and more on my blog, More Crafty Life. You can find it in the description below the video, or you can search for the gray-green easy striped blanket. There is a free PDF towards the bottom of my post about the blanket. There's more pictures. You can see what it looks like. Plus, there's hundreds of other free patterns on my blog. Thanks for watching.